Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Freeze Friday, and it's Monday, so I'll tell you why. I had a lot going on this weekend, which some of you have seen or heard on various videos or comments out and about in social media, and I knew I would be doing layouts on Saturday and Sunday, and that I had my first design team layout published today. So I wanted to include all those things and start fresh with my load layout for today, which I have not done, and which will be on next week's Freeze Friday, and it'll probably be on Friday. So I think I have 11 layouts here, and you'll notice a lot of Vicki Boutin's color study, and there's some also some from my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, which was a mix of Vicki Boutin and Cocoa Vanilla Studio color Sunkissed. I'm getting mixed up. Color Study, Vicki Boutin, Sunkissed, CVS. And I also threw in some Paige Evans Wonders, and there's one done in, or at least one, maybe a couple, done entirely with my, not May, but April, Mind the Scrap kit. So I'm going to just quickly go through these. I think there are videos for most of them. I'll tell you when there is not. This one, I think, yes, it does have a video, does it? It says, no, it does not have a video. This is for load. It was something about something you enjoyed learning. This actually was one of the class projects. This is Vicki's design, and I pretty much did it as she did. It's almost a direct lift. The photos that I've used were my table before and after the class that we took to do this mini book. And I have it about halfway done. I'll do a reveal on it when I'm finished, before I put the photos in, and then the photos aren't going to get added until July after our trip to Texas. So anyway, this is my first page, and it's color study, and it's just in all its glory, and there's the crafter math after that class. So that's layout one. Layout two was a do-over of last week's, the week before's, Mixed Media Frenzy. I've got and this one, I wanted the mixed media to show a little bit more, but wanted to use that same diagonal design. And I used only trash from my little trash bucket from the Vicki Boutin class, except this. Well, the end was cut off, and I've disguised it with the leaf, so even that was in the trash bin. But those were there, and I've added some on this one. I've added some Dottie About Flair, and I've got 3 of the same design in 3 different colors. I've got the yellow here, and the blue, and the purple. And that was just a Secret Not Secret challenge to redo. The challenge that I issued was to redo my background. And then I've used some of my Secret Not Secret Kit Club stamps and so forth. And that's I don't know, gosh, a very, very old picture. Okay, this is my Mind the Scrap kit, and it is for challenge accepted. It's a lift of this layout by my partner in crime, Shannon Allor, who does the series with me. And I loved it. This is all Cocoa Vanilla Sunkissed here, and I had those supplies, but I chose to kind of go a different direction for this absolutely adorable picture of penguins in love. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? And I used my black and white flares for to kind of reflect the colors of the penguins. And I used this bag from my, it's a sequin bag from my sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And these holographic circles here are from a sequin mix called Penguin Suit. And there's another one there and there and there. So I've got 3 black sequins, flat black sequins, and 3 really shiny holographic things. I don't think there is a video for this one. I actually did this layout first. That one was published first, but this was a cut file, and these flowers and these leaves were the part of this cut file that's covered up by the photo. And I used them on here. This was this week's Mixed Media Frenzy, and this was the layout that I was lifting. And this is what I produced, and I snuck in a hedgehog there. I absolutely love that photo of Ava, and when I saw this layout with this adorable little girl here, I thought I have to use that. And of course I wanted to use color study, and so I didn't go completely monochromatic like they did. I threw in a few other colors, but I do have predominantly green. I stamped these with stamps from Color Study, and I stamped them on the lime green grid paper. And then I mixed up some colors of Distress Oxide and some handmade watercolors that came in a Mine the Scrap kit, and I used those for the mixed media and for the stamping of the splotches and for the coloring of the cut file pieces. And I left some bits white. So when I was done with that, I needed to use the rest of this this clock. It's a pocket watch. Actually, you can kind of see the top of it there. I just loved it. And I used embellishments and this paper and these alphas from the April Mine the Scrap kit. There's some glue that kind of got on there a little bit. And it's a photo of James taking us out. There was Katie's friend Bella was manning the camera, and we were going to Pure Tacos for just kind of a random lunch on Katie's birthday week. And I was really glad that we went because I found out which tacos Katie likes the most, and I ordered from there for her birthday that we had a few days later, her first birthday party that we had on our newly screened in deck. So I used a red flare with pluses there, added that, and it kind of, obviously a red background, it matches and goes with that. But this chipboard, this is real life. And of course everything goes with James's shirt. This is another class project from the Vicki Boutin weekend a couple weekends ago, last weekend, I guess. This is entitled A Really Small Gang, based on this little chipboard phrase sticker, "We are like a really small gang." And indeed, that's what we looked like as we were running Pat's Run, not a month after we had moved into this house. And James had ordered all the t-shirts and bought our entry passes into the run. And it was run at the park that's just kind of across the street from us. So I picked this. It says, good friends and great adventures. And because this is a family and sometimes they're not friends, I said they look like good friends. So, and I switched in Vicki's design. She had this paper in front of this one, but I wanted to showcase this one. And I added the flowers kind of to take up space so that this do all the things fit perfectly there. And so I have a flare there, a flare there, and a flare there. I got the little duckies because there are ducks in the pond at the park that we went to. So that's my excuse. And this flare is the closest to John, and that's his favorite color. So everything makes sense if you just, if you wait for me to explain it to you. I can make everything make sense. This was my layout that I did. It's a lift of my own layout. This was mine. But it also was similar enough to this Lisa Sikorsky sketch that was done by Natalie Nelson live on the Dottie About Flair Facebook page last Wednesday. And so I kind of went, there was a hop being planned to celebrate my 1,000 subbies on YouTube. And thank you all. I love you so much. You have no idea what you've meant to my life. And so the day that I chose the date for it to be May 8th because I knew May 8th was going to be a downer because it was the anniversary of our first date. And we celebrated the 8th of every month since that day. And my sweetheart passed away on the 8th. So I knew it was going to have so many emotional things all mixed up. I wanted something happy in there. And so it made me happy for everyone to be celebrating my 1,000 subbies, although somehow I just felt wrong some way. But I made this kind of celebration of a chaotic page with photos of us around the time of our first date. Used a heart flare in yellow and a geotag because, it's kind of the story of us on a page. There are flip-flops and palm trees because we spent a lot of time at beaches around the world. And there's a bramble fox that's the last of my white, birds. And I just heard a song when the doves cry, and I don't know, it all kind of, came. And there's a kitty cat flare peeking out, looking at the budgie. And this budgie is from the collection, and I loved it. And I don't know, I love this page. I think I may have to frame this page. I bought some frames and I have some wall space. I was going to do something entirely different with that wall, but I think this one's going to go on the wall. So thank everyone. I thank all of you who complimented this on the on YouTube and around in different places. This is a special page. Okay, so given the tearful review of that page, and look, here's another budgie, and this one is the color of the one I had. His name was Frankie because I was in love with Frankie Avalon, and I was sure that one of these days I was going to grow up and marry him. And instead, I grew up and married that guy. So anyway, this was for a load prompt. Alice Bowl would say it's not about aging, it's about friendship through the ages. And I have wonderful friends and family who are seeing me through all of this, but basically it's still kind of raw that I've lost my best friend. And so I saw this title. This page was built from this title card, the You've Got This. And I saw this photo that was taken in 2008 on my very last business trip. And I remember feeling old because I was looking at retirement and I was, like a kid of 62 at the time, 61, I guess. And I was heading towards a new chapter in my life. And now I'm facing still yet again another chapter, a different new chapter. So I just kind of wanted, it's that affirmation kind of thing. You've got this. But by the sound of it, I don't. But I'll get there. So, all I need now is another emotional page. This one, I've had these pictures printed and ready to scrap for a while. And this one was a lift of this page for Scrap Squad Sunday. And I thought, oh, well, I'll wait until let me go look and see if I can find a group of 3 photos that go together. And I still liked these, and they were the right size. So I thought, why don't I just type up some journaling, and I'll still have the 3 frames, but just only one, like only 2 photos. And these icons, the paint brushes and pencils were perfect. Those are from Color Study, and this is, making the world more colorful. I got the umbrella and the flowers from CVS Sunkissed. I think that may also be where the rainbow came from. And I did a little bit of mixed media there in, kind of that yellow orangey color that John loved. And he would have loved this paper because, it's plaid and yellow and two-tone and kind of wonky plaid. So this page was was for and about him. And the journaling says he was in his element as he helped the kids with their projects at the Home Depot weekend workshops, making bird feeders and other handy stuff. He happily called upon the skills he picked up in high school shop class to teach the kids about gluing and nailing and patience, mostly patience. And John was absolutely the paragon of patience. This one is a little bit different. It's almost monochromatic, blue and purple. It's the load prompt was about mother-daughter relationships, and the maze might tell you that my relationship with my mom wasn't simple or straightforward. It was complicated. But recently, with my loss, I've come to understand a lot about how I could have and wish I had been there for her. I was there in some ways when my dad passed away, and she was only 58, 59 years old. He was only 66. And it came, kind of as a shock. It was very unexpected. And so they'd been married for a very long time and were each other's best friends, soulmate, partner in crime, whatever. And so I chose a photo of her holding me while I'm showing off my 2 bottom teeth that apparently I had just grown. I titled it with a little tiny word strip that says reflect, and that's kind of what I've been doing lately. And it was a Mother's Day page to say, I love you, Mom, and I'm sorry for what you undoubtedly felt when you lost Daddy. So, there. And wouldn't you know, we have another John page. This is my first design team layout for, Dottie About Flair. And I lifted the incomparable Julie Taylor for this one. She did this as a design team layout for Bramble Fox. And I've had it on my to-do list, feeling intimidated and unworthy to lift this page. And so I gave it a shot, and you can see from the back of this that I was practicing different things. That's the good part about a good mixed media paper. This is Vicki Boutin's foundation paper. You can work on both sides of it, and it still, will pretty much lay flat. So this is my version of that one. I used these vellum circles instead of what she did. I didn't have a zipper, so I kind of faked one. I made little thread nests. I'm not nearly as good at that as Natalie Nelson is. I made nests for these two flares. This one, I knew that this thread was going to kind of be threading too. This is, I don't know if you can see that. The photos didn't show it up well, but that's a Viewmaster with a little Viewmaster reel in it. And that's by Bramble Fox, as is the title, and the scissors, and this rainbow and cloud, and the camera. So there's a lot of Bramble Fox on there. And this is a Bramble Fox die. And the palm tree and this leaf and this sign were those are scans and photos cut out photos of the magnificent works of art that we produced at this art class at Margaritaville Beach Hotel in Pensacola. And so I put in a sunset picture because the sunsets there are incredible. And we are always out at sunset. That's kind of our time. We do other things during the day, and we're out at sunset. And this was just a very special sunset picture. And poor John looks like he's sunburned. I don't know if that's the way I edited the photo or if he really was that burned. And if he was that burned, I'm so sorry. And so anyway, I used color study stamps, and these are Diane Reevely inks, and I think I threw some watercolor in there too. This is a stencil from Color Study that I just kind of, I dipped in the ink and kind of laid down on there, so I have some little things here and there. So I had a lot of fun with this, and there's a very, very long video out there if you want to see how I did it. But basically, looking at this for as long as I had kind of gave me it was kind of a study in all the techniques. So thank you very much, Julie. Thank you for watching. I will be scrapping these photos next. A little goofy one of Ava wearing a paper mustache that she had cut out. And then the kids with a lemonade stand, first by the house and realizing that since we live in a cul-de-sac, there's not going to be a lot of customers. And then they moved out to the big street and they got lots more customers, including John and me. So that was a few years back, not too long after we lived here. And then this, guys, is John's very first, last, and only selfie. And I ran across that the other day, and I had to laugh. He's looking at it like a deer in headlights, but it was fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be back next week, probably really on Friday, and we'll see what I've managed to conjure up in the meantime. Bye.